You are dying right now. Understand this, student of the way. You are dying now, not someday, not in the distant twilight of old age, not when your hair turns silver or your heartbeat weakens. Now, most wanderers believe death waits at the end of a long, winding path, a distant gate they will pass through many years from today. They imagine it as a far horizon. But this is the great illusion of the human condition. Death is not a future event. It is a process, a silent, relentless, invisible force moving through you in this very breath. Every hour that has slipped behind you is gone forever. Every minute you have lived is already dead. Every breath you have taken belongs to the past. And the past is the domain of death. We are dying as we speak, piece by piece, second by second, grain by grain. Fragments of our life fall away each time the clock clicks forward. Yet we behave as though we possess an endless reservoir of existence. We act as if we hold a sacred vault of time somewhere in the heavens. But there is no vault. There is only the leaking vessel of the present moment. Consider how fiercely humans guard their possessions. If someone tried to seize a piece of your land, you would rise in fury. If someone reached for the coins in your pocket, you would resist. You would demand justice. You would build walls, locks, and barriers to protect what is yours. We are ruthless protectors of material wealth, and yet, when it comes to time, the only treasure that is truly finite, we become the most careless of spenders. We toss our hours into the fire of distraction. We allow petty arguments to rob us. We let glowing screens siphon our lifeblood. We give our minutes to people we do not respect. We trade our existence for tasks without meaning, not because we are weak, but because we have forgotten that the clock is bleeding. We have forgotten that the sand is running out. Part 2. The Ghost in the Waiting Room. Seneca, one of the old Stoic masters, once observed a quiet tragedy in the human spirit. He saw that people are shocked when their lives feel short. But the truth is this: life is not short. We simply waste most of it. We are like travelers who spend so long preparing for the journey that the sun sets before we ever take the first step. We live as though we were carved from stone, destined to endure forever. So we postpone our joy. We postpone our peace. We postpone our integrity to some mythical future. I will begin living once the debts are gone. I will find peace once the children are grown. I will be happy once my path is stable. I will be myself once the world finally becomes predictable. We treat the present moment as nothing more than a waiting room, a hallway we must endure before the real life begins. But while we sit there, making plans for a life that has not yet arrived, life itself is sprinting past us at full speed. The hallway is the life. The waiting room is a destination. Consider the arrogance of the human ego. We plan for our 50th year, our 60th year, our retirement, as if we have signed a contract with the universe, as if we are guaranteed to stand in those distant seasons. We act like immortals when we desire things, chasing status and wealth as though we could carry them into the grave. Yet we act like the most fragile of mortals when we feel fear. This duality fractures the mind. It keeps us in a state of constant anxiety. We are haunted by the what-ifs of tomorrow. We are burdened by the if-onlys of yesterday. We are everywhere except where we actually stand. Our bodies sit in the room, but our minds drift 1,000 miles away, reliving an insult from 3 winters ago, fearing a storm that may never come. We become ghosts, haunting our own existence. Part 3. The Stoic Wake-Up Call. The Stoic path is not gentle. It is a summons, a radical call to awaken, a command to stop drifting through life like a ghost. To walk the way is to understand that the past is a dream and the future is a shadow. Neither one exists. They are illusions of the mind, phantoms that pull you away from the only realm where life can be lived, the only reality, the only place where you can breathe, act, love, and exert your will, is the needle-thin edge of the present moment. This moment is the only thing you truly possess. If you lose this moment, you lose everything. Imagine a messenger arrived at your door and told you that today was the final day of your life. How would your vision change? Would you still cling to anger over a passing insult? Would you still tremble over the opinion of a stranger? Or would the world suddenly sharpen into vivid color? Would the simple act of breathing feel like a miracle? Would the sight of a single tree overwhelm you with its complexity? The tragedy is that you do not need a terminal decree to live this way. You already have one. It is called being human. Memento mori, the remembrance of death, is not meant to darken the spirit. It is not meant to depress or frighten. It is meant to liberate. It is the blade that cuts through illusion. It is the ultimate tool for clarity. When you understand that today is all you have, the trivialities fall away. The noise of the world quiets. You stop waiting for permission to be happy. You stop waiting for perfect conditions to become a person of character. You realize that if you are not at peace today, you will never be at peace, because today is the only day that ever exists. Life is not a destination. Life is the act of walking. If you cannot find beauty in the step you are taking right now, you will not find it at the end of the road. The sage is not happy because his circumstances are perfect. He is happy because his focus is perfect. He knows his power lies in how he judges the present moment. He does not wish for the world to be different. He strengthens his mind so he can meet the world as it is. Part 4. The Fortress of the Mind. Imagine you are standing in the heart of a violent storm. Rain lashes your face. Wind claws at your robes. Mud splashes against your feet. And there you are, shouting at the sky, cursing the clouds for daring to rain, feeling personally offended that the world refuses to obey your commands. This is how most people live. They treat the universe as if it were an unruly servant, a worker who refuses to follow orders. They pour oceans of emotional energy into trying to control things that were never theirs to command. Epictetus taught a truth as sharp as a blade. Some things are up to us, some things are not, but most draw that line in the wrong place. We believe our reputation is up to us. We believe our health is entirely within our grasp. We believe the loyalty of friends is something we can guarantee. But the Stoic, the warrior, knows better. You can live with honor and still be slandered. You can work with diligence and still be cast aside. You can do everything right and still fail. If your happiness depends on these external outcomes, you hand the remote control of your soul to an indifferent world. You become a puppet of circumstance, dancing every time the world pulls a string. Look instead at the Stoic archer. He chooses the finest bow. He feathers each arrow with care. He trains his muscles for years. He breathes. He focuses. He aims. He releases. Up until the moment the arrow leaves his fingers, everything is within his control. But once it is in the air, his task is complete. A sudden gust may push it aside. The target may shift. a bird may cross its path. The archer remains at peace because he knows his success was in the aiming, not the hitting. His duty was in the present effort. The outcome belongs to the universe. To live in the present, you must shrink your sphere of concern until it fits perfectly inside your sphere of influence. When anxiety rises, ask yourself, is this thing I fear within my control right now? If the answer is no, then it is noise, information, not destiny. By releasing the uncontrollable, you reclaim your mental strength. Imagine what you could do with all that freed energy. You could direct it toward focus, toward kindness, toward mastery, toward the one place where your actions truly matter, the task directly in front of you. Part 5. Amor Fati, Love the Fire. It is easy to be present when the sun is warm, when your rice bowl is full, when the world greets you with kindness. Anyone can stand tall in a gentle season, but life is not always gentle. Life is often harsh, unpredictable, and merciless. There are days when the present moment feels heavy, a moment of grief, a moment of failure, a moment of exhausting struggle. This is where the average person flees. They run into the past or the future to escape the weight of reality. But this is where the Stoic, where the warrior, finds their greatest strength, through amor fati, the love of one's fate. Amor fati is not mere acceptance. It is not a defeated sigh. It is not resignation. It is a radical, passionate embrace of the present moment exactly as it is, with no desire for it to be anything else. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the fire. A small candle is extinguished by a gust of wind or a splash of water, but a great blaze consumes everything thrown into it. The wind that kills the candle only makes the blaze roar higher. Obstacles, setbacks, misfortune, bad luck, these are not interruptions. They are fuel for the fire of your character. When you practice amor fati, you stop seeing problems as detours. You begin to see them as the very substance of your path. The traffic jam, the broken relationship, the sudden illness. These are not things blocking your journey. They are the journey. If you love everything that happens to you, then nothing can ruin your day. If every moment is an opportunity to practice courage, then there are no bad moments. There is only life and your response to it. Stop saying, "Why is this happening to me?" Start saying, "This is happening for me." The weight of the world will not grow lighter, but your shoulders will grow stronger. Part 6. The Protocol of Alertness. Philosophy is not a collection of clever sayings. It is a craft, a discipline, no different from swordsmithing, medicine, or carpentry. A Stoic does not merely speak of the present. He inhabits it with the precision of a master artisan. For this, you need a protocol, a method, a way to tether your mind to the here and now. The tool is prosos, constant spiritual alertness. It is the posture of a sentry standing guard at the gates of the mind. Most people live in a fog of mental sleep, reacting to impulses like untrained animals. An itch arises, they scratch. An insult lands, they bark back. A notification glows, they obey. Prosos is the sacred pause, the gap between stimulus and response. It is the ability to step back and ask, what is happening in my mind right now? You are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. Without this alertness, you are dragged through life by your habits, a prisoner of your own impulses. This practice begins the moment your eyes open, before you reach for your device, before you enter 1,000 other people's worlds. Perform the morning ritual. Look at the day ahead not as a marathon to be endured, but as a series of individual moments to be handled with excellence. Set your intention for character, not success. Tell yourself, whatever happens today, I will remain the master of my judgment. As you move through the day, adopt the ancient maxim, age quod agis, do what you are doing. If you are walking, walk. If you are eating, eat. If you are listening to a friend, listen as if they are the only soul in the universe. Most misery comes from divided living. The body does one thing while the mind does another. We work while thinking of leisure. We rest while worrying about work. This creates a friction in the soul that grinds us down. The quality of your life is the quality of your attention. When you are fully present, the boring becomes fascinating. The difficult becomes manageable. Throughout the day, use micro reminders. Stop for 3 seconds. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Observe your breath. These are physical anchors. They tell the mind, I am here. I am safe. This is reality. Part 7. Breaking the Trap of Someday. Humans are a species of waiters. We spend our lives in a perpetual state of postponement, believing the real life will begin later. We treat this year, this month, even this very day as temporary obstacles, a bridge we must cross to reach the mythical other side, where happiness supposedly waits like buried treasure. This is the trap of someday, the most effective thief of human joy ever created. It is a mirage, a horizon that never gets closer. No matter how fast you run toward it, it remains the same distance away, because a mind that cannot find peace in the present will not find it when its goals are reached. When you arrive at your destination with a mind trained to chase the next thing, you will not find satisfaction. You will simply discover a new set of anxieties, a new set of whens, a new set of thens. You will have changed your circumstances, but not the restless architecture of your soul. Consider the hedonic treadmill, the thrill of the new horse, the new rank, the new city. It lasts for a few weeks, and then it becomes the new baseline. Suddenly, the thing you once prayed for is nothing more than background noise, and you are already searching for the next upgrade. Break this cycle. Understand that happiness is not a noun. It is not a possession. It is not something you acquire. Happiness, eudaimonia, is a verb. It is the act of living with excellence in the present second. If you are not content with what you have now, you will not be content with what you have later. The good life is not something that happens to you. It is a quality of the soul you bring to the events unfolding before you. Stop living as if today is a rehearsal for some grand opening. This is the opening night. The curtain is up, the lights are on, and the audience, your own conscience, is watching. If you want a better life, do not look for a better future. Look for a better way to inhabit the next 10 minutes. Break the habit of waiting. Begin the habit of being. The only thing standing between you and a meaningful life is the illusion that you need more time to start living it. Part 8. Master the day. Master the life. Student of the way. Imagine your life not as an 80-year saga, but as a single 24-hour cycle. Imagine that when you rise with the sun, you are born, and when you lie down at night, you die. If this were true, if this one day were your entire existence, how would you treat it? Would you spend the morning in a fog of resentment? Would you spend the afternoon paralyzed by fear of a sunset you cannot stop? Or would you move through these hours with grace, with intensity, with purpose? This is the secret. To live a long life, stop trying to live a long life. Start trying to live a full day. We obsess over the quantity of our years, yet we neglect the quality of our hours. The Stoic reverses this. Life is not a solid block. It is a mosaic. And a mosaic is only as beautiful as the individual stones that compose it. If you can master a single day, if you can win the battle for your mind from sunrise to sunset, then you have mastered the art of living. Seneca wrote, "He who puts the finishing touches on his life each day is never short of time." If you live this day with integrity, if you have been kind, if you have been disciplined, if you have been fully present, then you have already won. You have fulfilled the purpose of being human. If tomorrow comes, it is a bonus, a beautiful, unexpected gift. If it does not, you have already completed your masterpiece. You do not die unfinished. We fear the end because we forget to inhabit the middle. The only way to conquer the fear of death is to truly live while you are alive. And the only place you can live is here, in this room, in this breath. As this teaching comes to an end, the temptation will be to rush to the next distraction. Another video, another noise, another escape. Resist that impulse. Take this philosophy and turn it into reality. Look around you. Notice the color of the walls. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice the tension in your shoulders and let it go. This quiet, unglamorous moment. This is the grand event you have been waiting for. You do not need a mountaintop to find peace. You do not need a better version of yourself to appear. The person you seek is already here, hidden beneath the layers of distraction. Commit to the next hour. Be patient for 60 minutes. Be focused for 60 minutes. And then do it again. The world will remain chaotic. People will remain difficult. The future will remain uncertain. But none of that matters as much as this fortune. Before you return to the noise, pause. Take one breath. Feel it fully. That breath will never return. If something in you shifted while listening, if even a moment of clarity emerged, write in the comments, "I am here, not for me, for you," so you remember. And if you are building a mind that refuses distraction, a character that refuses weakness, a life that refuses postponement, subscribe, not for motivation, for discipline. This dojo is not about escaping reality. It is about mastering it. One moment at a time. I will see you here again.